So we already looked at the Night Timber X over in part 2 of this series. This is part 3 of my all the new airplanes and helicopters in RealFlight Evolution. This is the Timber X, not the Night Timber X, also on floats. So we'll be flying here at Alpine Lake during the day. A lot of fun to just groove around in the water. If you don't have a runway that you can fly your Timber X off of, but you have a lake, well, you must be a fairly lucky person. But in any case, this would be a great way to be able to keep operating your aircraft. We can watch the floats wander, through the water and drag their wakes behind them, take off, pop it straight up into a hover, which is kind of a fun thing to watch happen with a float plane. And land our aircraft. Let's not land it that way though. Let's land it this way. Always, always, always touch down with that nose high with your float planes, or you'll learn what happens if you don't, which is this. Never let those tips grab. All right, next up, I would like to look at the UMX Radian, and this is a great little place to look at it. So let's load up the UMX Radian using the quick find. Cute little glider, throttle up, climbs out. Does have safe select on it. It's kind of a fun airplane to fly in safe. You just kind of can stop really paying attention to it, but you can also take it out of safe and do all kinds of more aerobatics than you'd think for being a rudder and elevator plane. It is possible to do a pretty floppy but real rolling circle with this airplane. Oops, I'm losing my altitude. I should have bailed on that. Let's try that again. You really can. I promise. Let's do it. Here we go. So start. The trick is you got to keep your pulls big and your pushes small, and gain some altitude as you pull. And I mean, it's more of a rolling blob, but it does complete 360 degrees, right? So, and it flies loops, just in the tight little loops. But this is still a sailplane. It's great for thermaling around. I really enjoy just bubble hunting, because it's a little airplane, so I can't get it up very high, but I pull that power out. And sometimes even put it in safe and just let it cruise. I can use the trim in safe to get myself to just that perfect thermaling alpha angle of attack. And then when I run out of altitude, climb back out again. It won't climb vertically, but it climbs pretty quickly. And pull my power out. And let's get you the transmitter so you guys can see what I'm doing with the power. So this is just a sailplane. The prop's folded and we're cruising around. Next up, we've got another UMX. This is going to be the video of UMXs. So let's pull up the UMX Timber X. That kind of rhymes, doesn't it? So the UMX Timber X is a tiny version of the Timber X we were just flying on floats. Since it's so small, I don't need much runway, and I can just take off of this dock. And it's quick, and it rolls fast, so it's a little bit tricky to keep up with like rifle rolls on. And if you hit the trees, just like real aircraft, it will probably stick in them. But the trick with all the UMX planes is to make sure you keep it close so that you don't lose orientation on it. But the UMX Timber X is basically exactly what you'd expect. It's a tiny version of the Timber X. Oh, I lost it. I had it. I was hoping to do the rolling loop was intentional. I was planning to pull it onto a line and keep rolling it, but I lost my line. But it's quick, and it's good practice. It's good to practice things like rifle rolls with an airplane that's so fast that you can't keep up with it when you start out, right? So consider a UMX Timber X, or putting in some time with one on the simulator. I've got one more UMX plane that I'm looking forward to showing you as part of this video, so let's reset here. This is the Ultrix. I have so much fun with this airplane. The UMX Ultrix fits in a box. You can put it back in the box. You can take it with you on trips. It's flat with the fins removed, so it just fits anywhere. You can keep one in the car. It runs on a tiny little 1 series battery that's easy to charge from a USB charger. The logistics on this airplane are just really, really easy. And it has plenty of power to go straight up all day long. Well, for as long as it has a battery. It spins. Its roll rate is epic. It'll hover. It'll high alpha. It'll do lots and lots of fun things. It's not exactly a 3D airplane because it doesn't have any side area. You can't really do knife edge maneuvers the way that you would, but you can do this thing where you park it in high alpha and cruise it towards yourself and then just chop the throttle and catch it Don't catch it with the motors on. That would be unsafe. But it's just a great little airplane, and it does the most ridiculous things because of the yaw control that's from the two motors in differential thrust. I love this airplane. It's $120 of anywhere fun, just something to keep. You don't have to have a full field kit to fly it. Oh, found the cattails. Let's bring it back. I really enjoy the plane, and I enjoy flying it in real flight as well. So I hope you get one, or at least try it out in real flight and see what you think. That'll wrap up part 3 of all the new aircraft in RealFlight Evolution. Come on back for part 4, and we'll show you the last 4 in the group. Thanks a lot. Enjoy flying.